Got this file here for you. We talking about Icarus now. Yeah, Icarus is a prophecy that comes. Uh, it's no different than Ragnarok. It's no different than the rapture or the end times of Revelations, and all speak to a solar Armageddon. Now, Icarus, what is the story of Icarus? If you don't know the story of Icarus, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Or this guy who had wings on his back flew too close to the sun, and the wings melted off his back, and he fell to the earth and died. Well, this story is about Daedalus. Daedalus was his father, who was a scientist, and they were imprisoned on the island of Crete by the king Minos. Okay, and so they tried to escape. So his father, Daedalus, being a scientist, an inventor, he invented two sets of wings made from feathers and wax. And so they were able to fly, for a second just to get off the island. But Daedalus told his son Icarus, he said, don't fly too close to the sea because the moisture will weigh the feathers down, and you gonna die. And he also said, don't fly too high, because the heat from the sun would melt the wax. So they were in a position. They were in a predicament, where they had a particular way in which to get off of that island, and they couldn't go above or below, the set course. You got to set course. You see what I'm saying? In which you can do things. Because if you go outside of that set course, you're going to have a problem. And what is the wax wings? What is that? That's the Western civilization. They are attempting to be the primordials, you see. But they know that there is limitations to that. It's limitations to that. It's a lot of limitations to that. That you can never be them. And so everything they do, they trying to catch up with us. That's civilization of wax, wings of wax. When we talk about the wings of wax, that's the world where they trying to imitate the African, the Egyptian, the Nubian, but just can't quite do it, because of the limitations. When we talk about going out here in the sun, they want to go out there and you can go out there, lay out there all day. You can go out there, out there all day. Ain't gonna be no problem. They go out there for 5 minutes. God damn it, it's a problem. 5 minutes. Now, did you hear what I said? 5. God damn it, and that could be critical. This is facts. I'm not making this shit up. These are their stories. Just like I said, you know how you have sticky notes and you put a sticky note on damn near if you need a reminder. And so these stories are sticky notes to remind them of their limitation. Okay, Black Power, to remind them of their limitation. And so his father told him, don't fly too, and that's what he did. And so they're attempting to do everything that they can't do it. They can't do it. They're just like the astronomy. Yeah, they got a couple of where they got a telescope that could see, you know what I'm saying, at a distance, but they still stuck in a quadrant. They can't, it's not like physically being in that quadrant. So you can't see, you seeing blinking lights and shit. I don't give a fuck how strong you seeing. We saw the shit with the natural eye. We saw it with the natural eye. That's because we've been around the great year. Do you hear what I'm saying? You can it's nothing like seeing it for yourself, and being in the full energy of these constellations and stars, and just looking through a goddamn telescope don't ain't shit. You know, we was in that age. We was feeling the energy. You're not feeling the energy and the frequency of these planets and constellations raining down on you. And I was telling people this, and people can go back to my teachings. That's how the Egyptians and the Dogons knew us the Sirius B. Nobody explains it like that. Or the great year. You see, the general, the great year. We've been around the great year. Now, where we at today, when you look at Sirius A, it's in the front. You can see it, and it's so bright that you can't see Sirius B. But because we have been on the great year elliptical, solar elliptical, there we've been on the other side of the elliptical, where Sirius B was in the front, and we could physically see it with our own eyes. We didn't need no. That's because we've been around the great year, and we recorded on that other side of the elliptical of Sirius B. And then as we began to cut that corner, you see, you can see when you cut that corner going around the elliptical, you can see both of them. You see, you will get an opportunity where you can see from the side, not the front, but the side. You see, from the side, you will be able to see. Now, if you in front of Sirius A on the solar elliptical, it's gonna be too bright. It's gonna be too bright. You ain't gonna be able to see it. But as you cut that elliptical, you see, and in Sirius A, it's and B to the side, you will get a side view. You will see Sirius A and Sirius B. And when you come all the way on the other side of the elliptical, Sirius B will be in the front. And you can physically see B with your eye. And then you come back around 24,000 years later, and you be back in front of Sirius A, it'll be too bright. So how did the Dogon and the ancient Egyptians know of Sirius B? Because our people have been around the solar elliptical. We have documented all type of stars and constellations because we've been around the solar elliptical. You got to quit letting these people tell you they ain't been out the cave 2,000 years. And see, this is what they try. And so by the telescope, that's the wings of wax. You know what I'm saying? You still in a little small area of the galaxy. No matter how you can see a little bit. You can see it, but we done seen all of it. Not no little slice. Not no little slice. We done been up close and personal with these, constellations where we ain't got to look from afar. They're gonna be right there, looking like, suns and moons in the sky. They're gonna be right there hanging in the sky. They ain't never seen nothing like that. So they, just looking through a telescope, that's wax wings. And they know that eventually they're going to come crashing to the ground. Because what's happening to your technology now? It's an overload. It's crashing. Skin cancer is up at an alarming rate. You're crashing. You got all type of, the madness, all the heat waves is killing people. You're crashing. The forest fires, you're crashing. Your technology cannot hold up. Your civilizations is crashing. And so his ancestors had already told them and warned them. Put the stickies up there. The stories of Icarus, the stories of the soul, the crucified pale Christ. You see what I'm saying? On the solar cross, Revelations, all this, you think a white man would ever write a spiritual book where the sun would never set? You believe that? That the sun would never set? Man, stop this shit. We got to wake up today. Man, I appreciate y'all, family. We're going to keep it moving. with the general. We be right black, man. Get over there to Patreon, General Seti. I got tons of fire over there for you. General Seti, Etsy, One Stop. Also, KingSeti.com. Nothing but fire products that you're going to love. I appreciate y'all, man. We'll be right black, black power.